Right, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are loading in for round 2 of the 7th Ranger Regiment versus GOL Scrim. Now, last round we had the 7th Rangers playing as the VDV against the GOL, playing as the Australians. However, you just saw when we loaded the layer there that we had both teams on the same side again, which is supposed to be flipped, so we are re-rolling the layer. And for round 2, 7th Rangers will be playing as the Australian Defence Force 3rd Battalion Royal Australian Regiment, which is, of course, an air assault unit. It has 3 helicopters, 2 MRH-90s, 1 UH-60M, an M1A1 with a 30-minute delayed spawn, and very light on-the-ground vehicles, a lot of PMV light Vics, 1 RWS, and, of course, your usual complement of 2 Lodgies, 3 transport trucks. As an air assault unit, you get 2 extra hat kits, so 4 total. They get GMG emplacements and 2 ATGM emplacements per fob. This is played with no rules except for a 300-meter main base camping rule, no helo ramming. And I think that's it. Now, facing the 7th Ranger Regiment will be GOL, playing as the VDV. Very similar unit. They are playing as the air assault unit again. Air assault versus air assault. Very interesting to see. They've got 3 MI8s, 2 Sprut SDM1s this time. So lighter armor, but they get 2 of them with a 20-minute delayed respawn. BRDM2 instead of an RWS, but they do get a 3 Tiger M cords, 3 logistics BTR MDMs. Those are the small tracked Lodgies with only 3 seats per Vic. 3 transports with this with one of them. All 3 of them, or just one of them? Getting a 6-minute delay there. Anyways. You can see the Rangers have all created their squads. I will be creating my media squad so we can listen into the
recon with a gunner. He's in an MRH-90. He will do logistics as required with the bigger supplies.
Map like Dark, was that you? Yeah, it was.
That was me.
And you just heard NS Canada there over command comms explaining the roles the different helicopters will be having. 3 helicopters total. Silence will be recon with the door gunner, conducting constant reconnaissance flights.
My guy.
NS Canada will be transporting an infantry squad for forward deployment.
Cool.
He has Squad 3, also known as Cerberus in the 7th Ranger Regiment, led by Angel, mounted up in his helo. Now, the rest of the squads will be mounted up. We have Squad 4 split between 2 PMVs. Squad 9, this is the Abrams crew. They will be manning the RWS in the time being. Squad 5, mounted up in a transport. Squad 6 in a logistics truck. And it looks like Squad 7 also in the other logistics truck. Now, let's take a look over at the GOL team. We've got GOL Squad 10 mounted up in a light vehicle, 2-man element, Squad 2 in a transport truck, Squad 4 in a transport truck. The helo has a 4-man element, Squad 7. And then the 3 BTR Lodgies, each equipped with a squad leader and a 1- or 2-man element, except for the command BTR, which has just fish. 2 light Vics. The 1 with Squad 8, 4-man element total, and Squad 6, a 7-man element manning the other light Vic. Now, it looks like the VDV for this round, they're only going to be utilizing one of their choppers off of the RIP, whereas 7th is going to be utilizing all 3, of course, in different ways. Not just for transport, not just for radios, but actively conducting aerial reconnaissance. NS Canada, the leader of 7th Rangers TACAV company, is a real-life Canadian Air Force helicopter pilot. So he trains up these pilots and designates their roles. All right, so we are live now with the match. Oh, we have a return of the graphical glitches. I hate that that's a thing. I apologize to the viewers. But we're going to follow the rollout here, as we have several PMVs, an absolute herd of them rolling down this bridge, followed by the 2 logistics trucks. And to the rear, You can see NS Canada's UH-60 with the infantry riding in, begin to move out, and the Recon MRH-90 helicopters beginning to take off. So, we will start by following NS Canada's helicopter. Looking at the map here, it looks like the VDV GOL rollout is following a similar pattern. They have their VIX, but they also have one helicopter leading. They are nose to nose. The two helicopters are nose to nose, and that VDV Mi-8 conducts a J-hook to do a rapid landing on that wheat field. So GOL, the VDV, have once again beat the 7th Rangers to this central LZ, and Canada repeats his previous maneuver of flying a circle around him to engage him with that door gun. That Mi-8 begins smoking, but not before... Jesus, what is this graphical glitch, guys? I do not know what is going on here. Anyways, but not before being able to unload that VDV infantry. So that helicopter will just be strafing them with the door guns. But that initial plan for a fast deployment has been foiled for the 7th Rangers. This is making things completely unviewable. So we are going to rely on the command map here to track what's going on. So as we can see, the layer here, pretty similar to the last one, except it is entirely on the western side of the map. Squad 7 occupying Sabia once again, which is not the mid-cap, it is the 3rd cap for the 7th Rangers. Kalinovka is the mid-cap, and here we have GOL conducting their back cap. They have nobody capturing logging camp. I don't know what happened there, guys. Meanwhile, 7th Rangers back cap going very smoothly as Squad 6 captures Pipeline. Torpedo West being captured by Squad 5. We had Squad 7 and the command squad deployed to the east side on Chernikov just in case the points went east, but now of course they know that it is going west. So Squad 3, Cerberus Squad engaging those forward elements of the VDV as those Australians push in to try and secure that 3rd cap, which they suspect to be Sabia.
We're making our way to all trains.
And it looks like we have a couple of Russians here in this tree line with the Grenadier kit, being able to engage the Australians from the flank to devastating effect, guys. We have multiple infantrymen down here. Baradan and Yukaminti, it looks like. The game Tihi is taking cover behind that rock, but that cover being negated by the positioning of this Russian infantryman. As he lines up a shot with this scope, he's engaging Codex. Codex, Amsel, and Angel getting engaged right where their rally is. We have Bot 10 firing a few shots, then repositioning further to the south. Good firing and movement by him. You never want to stay in the same spot for very long, especially if you're just plinking away to not very decisive effect. Again, I apologize for this graphical glitch here. I do not know why it's doing this.
Yeah, heli landing to
We will follow the rest of this engagement, and I'll reset admin cam to see if that fixes it. Again, Tihi getting shot by Bot Ken. She goes prone in the wheat field, but it looks like Bot Ken might still be able to get eyes on her once again. Game Tihi looking in the wrong direction towards Mr. Crazy, who is currently occupying that house, and the Bot Ken is able to get the kill on the Game Tihi.
Exact same points of last round.
I'm going to reset the admin cam here.
Tracer, you got this pop here? Yeah,
Now, of course, in the last round, Sabia's was also one of the points, and the points also went over to the west. And as Canada calling over command comms that he suspects that the points are going in they're going to have very similar points as the last round, once again. Looking over here at the map, we have a significant portion of the GOL units on the east side. They're staging on the east side of this bridge here on H7 to try and push across. It looks like to try and push Sabia. Torpedo West has been captured. And we have a mass of Australian infantry sitting on Sabia conducting that cap. And that is, of course, the third point for the 7th Rangers. They will be setting up a defense there. And GOL goes ahead and pushes across that bridge, having verified that it is safe to do so. And those vehicles will now be rolling into Sabia. But they're rolling right into infantry. Those are Tigers, though. But the Tiger, first leading Tiger, flips. It lands on its feet, though, like a cat. And the machine gunner opens fire in style. Both Tigers now rolling. They're engaging this PMV. The PMV has been engined. Nobody manning that gun. And that Mercy and Ace of Spades moving up, looking to engage that Tiger with lat rounds. Mercy moving up to the 2nd story of the house. Oh! Fast shot from Ace of Spades. A 2nd shot from Mercy. 2 shots into that Tiger. It is now on fire. And the occupying Russian infantry immediately abandons the vehicle, and that vehicle will burn down and be lost. Tiger finally blowing up as that infantry takes up positions. Ace of Spades moving around for a flank on the left side, but we have Destroyer of Wills holding this flank here. Oh. 2 Russians prone in the grass here, also engaging the Australian infantry. They're out in the open, though. Not a very advantageous position, but it looks like the Russians are slowly enveloping this Australian position. We have the ultimate egoist who has been gunned down by the Australians. And Pseudonym and Maple are down as well, so it's just these Russians left on across the road here. Destroyer of Will pushing across very aggressively. He's going to be running up on Mega Knight. Mega Knight seemingly completely unaware of his presence. Mega Knight is looking over.
Ace, hold this, sir.
Mega Knight gets taken out by Destroyer of Will, who continues to push on. He will now be coming up on the backside of this building. But Mercy also seems pretty unaware. Ace of Spades is down. And Destroyer of Will cleans up this Australian element occupying this house.
Hamwork from Kalinovka is accurate.
So a good initial engagement from the Australians there with the ambush on the Tiger, but they were unable to finish the engagement to a successful completion, and they were wiped out by the Russians. GOL will be able to revive their casualties and continue this attack here, probably to put pressure on Sablia from the north. In the meantime, the Russians have completed their back cap. They have captured Pig Farm, and they are now once again occupying the middle cap, which is Kalinovka. So tickets are currently 297 to 300. Very even, despite the fact that the Russian team with the mid cap should have a 20 ticket lead here. You can see initial flag capture, 20 tickets. Mid cap should have given them a lead, but the way these engagements have played out means that the tickets are very even. Very even, just like the last round, guys.
There's a Tiger outside of our main. Just
now,
watch out.
over here by the bridge, we have 7th Ranger Cerberus. Gotten out this bridge. I will be... Let's just stay with this action over here, guys. The Russian... GOL Russians... absolutely cutting through the 7th Ranger infantry right now as they push up. But it looks like we have Squid and Cobathor being taken out as they maybe overextend without support a little too much. Vertex alone
get as much as up on supply
holding
as
down
you
this
can
flank.
to fucking fortify it. We're gonna keep running building ammo.
Oh, in the meantime, we have what looks like a single medic here. Cold.
I would attack Fob
Very
to the
close
west
to
and
panic at the Frisco.
kind of
He
far,
is
but
holding
it's gonna
very
be good.
steady, silent, biding his time. As a medic now, he will be looking to get Vascovar and it looks like Hamster revived here. But he, of course, does not want to start reviving in close proximity to enemies, where the sound of those ripping bandages can be heard.
Pig Farm. I'm chasing the
He
alley.
hears Cold running off away. And Panic at the Frisco seeming
Like, I'm
to take
repping
a
around
beat here
north
to
of
really make
Kalinovka,
sure
and
the
I'm
area
coming
is clear
from the
before he
hilltop.
starts reviving.
Just remember,
Panic
Pig Farm is after
Decides that it is
Kalinovka.
now
Just
safe enough,
remember
and
that,
he will be
Pig Farm.
conducting those revives. Very good, patient medic gameplay from Panic. That will mean a 3-man goal Russian element suddenly rematerializes on this part of the map, which the 7th Rangers Australians will have to deal with. In the meantime, the firefights here on the north side of Sabia continue. It's Dizzy and Ultimate Egoist exchanging fire. It's Dizzy coming out on top. We have Where the Keys. Having a little bit of fun with his Australian counterparts there, dragging that body away out into the open. Okay, so he's not just messing around with them, he's actually putting these bodies out in the open so that if anybody comes along to revive, it is a much challenging revive problem than it would be if that body were just here in the
They've only
grass
got
next to the
one
tree.
kilo flying.
Some very next level thinking, Where the Keys. Now, Where the Keys, of course, immediately moving to revive his squad mates. And that Australian, of course, just gives up and respawns. So that strat, although interesting, never came into play. Panic at the Frisco and the Vascavar taking out It's Dizzy. It's Dizzy thinking he traded when in fact they did not. And Vascavar launches an RPG over towards his friendly infantry. Here we can see Cold conducting a revive on Odysseus.
Six, you taking any contact at all?
There's someone here.
Like the,
There's someone here.
Yep, and Cold hears footsteps, cancels the revive,
grenade.
and then continues. Oh, he
Right.
heard the grenade, but unfortunately did not locate the grenade well
we
enough
could
and
clear
walked
that.
into
Sorry
it
that
instead
they
of
have
away.
Yeah, they could switch
And
up their
Vascavar
tactics
is
and go
able
heavy
to
attack.
clear that area, but absolute death here
Yeah, they could
is
be. I'm
inside
ready to
this
fall
house.
back if I need to.
Catches sight of Panic at the Frisco. Guns him down, absolute death, moving up now.
Behind you, behind the red car.
Now with a lot of foliage here, it is very hard for infantry to catch sight of each other, even within close proximity. But absolute death, seeing that there's a lat that just fired off, runs up very aggressively, guns down Vascavar with very aggressive fire. But that lat did manage to get a hit on this PMB. That is the RWS PMB, which is now on fire. So that crew, Glucon and Hex, trying to get that PMB to a safe location before they dismount. Are they going to try and conduct a revive on this vehicle? Yes, they are. It looks like they are. Yep, you can see Bluecon there. He is conducting a revive to try to save this vehicle, as is Texas Assassin, double repairing the PMB to try and save it at all costs. It looks like somebody shot at it just now. Not sure from where. There is a gunner still in the vehicle. Okay, so Bluecon holding, hopping back into that RWS as they have saved the vehicle from burning down. The engine, of course, still damaged. So this PMB will be returning back to main to conduct a revive.
South of the school.
Now, while we were focused on that, on Sabia,
You want a radio?
the 7th Ranger Australians have conducted an attack on Kalinovka and are now capturing the point currently.
Contact south in the school.
So the 7th Rangers have made a successful and very aggressive push into Kalinovka. They are currently capturing the point.
South of Kalinovka.
Command calling out that there is enemy infantry pushing in, counterattacking from the south side. And we will follow Ocho Cinco Fuzzball into game T as they move up to clear any infantry.
Where you're planning on putting a fob down for Kalinovka.
I want to own this version right now.
Now, as the 7th Rangers secure Kalinovka, you can hear them contemplating whether or not they will be putting down a fob.
Rear balcony clear.
Fuzz and Ocho clearing the second story of this building using good teamwork.
Absolutely, we're getting pushed
Kratos
hard
also
on
joining
defense.
them.
We need you to backtrack.
good
Contact
communication
northeast,
between these
2526,
infantrymen
pushing into Kalinovka.
as they clear a very large structure with very few people. Kalinovka has been neutralized as the 7th Rangers maintain their capture rate on Kalinovka. Slate and Slimerk engaging enemy infantry to the north side of the
Alright,
point
standby helicopters
against
coming into
K-Drake and
Kalinovka. It's gonna
Solomon
be
Kane.
hot. I'm gonna be hovering over the ups. So keep me covered from the west. Keep the enemy off me.
K-Drake making some moves here as he seems to be trying to see if he can revive his teammate. But we had Amsel getting eyes on him and taking him out.
Yeah, northeast. They
He
gotta
then
have
proceeds
across the road
to
somewhere.
drop next to Robzilla to revive Robzilla. Now, despite the 7th Rangers' success
Move the
here, the
defense
tickets
up here,
are
move the defense up
266
here,
to
dig that down, get it
274,
up
8 ticket
here.
differential. We have Ennis Canada currently hovering over Kalinovka to assist in the placement of a radio. Angel, squad leader of Cerberus, placing that radio with Ennis Canada. Ennis Canada obviously offloading those supplies for a hab before he backs up out of there.
Where do you look?
I got
Put it down there.
Very quick and clean helicopter radio placement from the Australian team. Now, you heard that call come over command comms that they want to shift that defense up to Kalinovka now. So they will be defending Sabia. Sabia being taken by the Australians, but too late. The Australian team, 7th Rangers, will now be moving to dig down the radio. Mercy on his way there. We'll be keeping tabs on that to see if he's successful. But we're going to keep our camera here.
Move west. Get something down over there. Get that hab down over there.
Blue Con
Break
and
contact,
Texas
get that hab
Assassin
down, get up here
in
now.
that PMV RWS rolling around and doing drive-by shootings. I'm hearing more gunshot exchanges here on the northeast side.
Homeboy's body right there is not safe.
No.
This PMV laying down the withering fire with that 50 caliber. Oh, but a lat hit coming in from behind. Barely misses the PMV, but the PMV unknowingly reversing back into more fire as they seem unawares of where that fire coming from. More anti-tank shots coming in from up front as Stun tries to engage them, but that PMV very aggressively pushes up close to Sun, who minims on the PMV. So very intentional strategy from Texas Assassin and BlueCon there that they're very fond of, to be honest. And the RWS continues to engage that Russian infantry, gunning down I'm Not Joel. And again, that graphical glitch returns, guys. My serious apologies. This is just so annoying that I have to deal with this.
Dig that down. They're gonna start going north.
I'm gonna do this, guys.
They got one Chev here.
Alright, now we are right back into the action. Oh my god. I can't catch a break, can I? Now that PMV is engaged and finished off by the Russian Lats.
Right on the main
BlueCon
road,
and
coming
Texas
from their
Assassin going down. The point Kalinovka has been captured by the Australians, so 7th Rangers, Australians, will be going full defense on Kalinovka. In the background, you can see NS Canada conducting resupply flights for that radio. Making good use of the terrain, flying very low, using terrain masking to protect himself from enemy fire.
Alright, we gotta find it. They're inside the 6th move building.
Tickets are 294 to 244 in the 7th Rangers' favor, as the full team now arrives at Kalinovka to wrestle GOL for control over this point. Now, if we look at the map here, both teams are very concentrated here on this middle cap, because unless GOL is able to retake Kalinovka, they will not be able to win this match unless they have an insane kill ratio. But here on the map, we see one of their Spruts rolling in to join in on the fight.
Sprat marked his tanks. He's
stationary on that mark.
Spread.
Sprut being called out in the 7th Rangers command comms, having an absolutely devastating effect on the Australian infantry. You see their Jouch rolling up and gunning down Slate, and is in turn gunned down by Australian infantry. It looks like that was Joker able to get the kill on him. And you can see Justin Oaktree screaming at Joker to throw some grenades on their bodies to ensure that enemy infantry near them is taken out.
Hey, Rifleman, can I get your ammo bag real quick?
That Sprut rolls deeper into Kalinovka, moving down this main MSR. Continues engaging Australian infantry. Now, this Sprut presents a very difficult tactical problem for the 7th Rangers, who will have to try and bring their infantry anti-tank to bear, but the Sprut is occupying a very dominating position, having totally established fire superiority. A lot of Australians running across the open road right where the Sprut can see them and gun them down.
Kill one. Copy.
We're gonna hold the west.
The 7th Rangers over command comms coordinating their sectors of responsibility over the objective, and it looks like Squad 2 over here, Silence and Logan's B, are conducting recon flights. Oh, and you can hear that in command comms. Silence in command comms, conducting recon, calling out the 2nd Sprut and its location, which is currently occupying a defensive position to cover Pig Farm from any Australian offensives that might seek to contest that point.
He's heading north.
And here, just looking at the map, a lot of these name plates are people who are down, but in general, it looks like the 7th Rangers have an advantage here, and that GOL is in danger of being ejected from this objective. Ticket count is 274 to 233, also in favor of the 7th Rangers. To the southeast here, we have a small Russian attack, trying to go for the flank. But we have the Australians rolling in. Ocho Cinco gunning down. I can't. Cheek Clapper 69. Nice name there. Ocho Cinco running up on Porch 45. Turns his back to him, and Ocho Cinco gets fucked in turn. Poncho getting hit by Slimerk. And it looks like that is the last of that Russian infantry in this area of the objective. Now, just looking at the geometry of the objective here, you can see that both sides are fighting on the point. The 7th Rangers have a radio and a HAB on point, so their defense can be concentrated. They just need to push out and make sure nobody makes it in to proxy the HAB. The GOL VDV Russians have opted to place an off-cap fob and radio, which is working to their advantage now. That is sustaining their defense.
Hey,
We have fresh infantry spawning in on Pig Farm to make sure the Australians cannot push in and get behind them to start capturing Pig Farm. But in general, it looks like the VDV 7th Rangers have taken complete control of Kalinovka and are now beginning to push past beyond into the forest that lays beyond.
They have the radios over to the north.
Schmeep and Mossberg getting cleaned up by Russian infantry on this hillside. You heard Voxlin and locals calling out that there was a Russian emplacement, a ladder on this section. So they suspect that there is a Russian radio. It is further to the northeast, unbeknownst to them, but they are checking these buildings to make sure the radio is not in any of them. You have Dark Sniper pushing up with Major Payne just to his east. Major Payne sees him, but Dark Sniper does not see Major Payne. Clean 2-tap from Major Payne on Dark Sniper.
Jungle's passing by a couple guys. Gotcha, I'm bandaging right now.
Voxlin up on the roof here. Catches sight of Major Payne. Immediately goes prone to engage, to not rush this engagement. Waits for a beat. And Major Payne is currently in a gunfight with Mercy, and Mercy is able to win that gunfight. Crouching and leaning to get those shots on target.
They're bush looking, they're defending it on the north side.
In the meantime, we have Clover very close to the GOL Russian HAB.
Angel, direct north
Taking
of you.
down Poncho.
Enemy squad pushing on you.
And looks like
my God.
he's taking it
Yeah,
very
I
slow.
appreciate it.
It's a rally.
Copy.
Fish, the GOL commander, sitting in his HAB, seemingly either unaware or just ignoring the fact that there is enemy infantry close. In the meantime, we have Russians trying to push in from the northeast side of Kalinovka, getting cleaned up by Angel and the rest of his squad as they push out from the point. Now, one thing that the Australians will have to be careful of is
Grab that tank.
overextending and getting flanked by the Russians in a counterattack. And you can see here, GOL Russians have a element pushing in from the south side. They are nearly on top of the radio.
I'm gonna onion that defense back.
That command comm coming in now.
That
the Russians are reaching that radio.
Alright.
And Ocho Cinco getting taken out.
We're moving.
Now, 7th Rangers had a very good situation here, but the loss of this radio could mean the complete reversal of the momentum on this point as GOL finds and secures this radio. Where the keys, finding out where the radio is now,
Good, Tracer.
digging down these HESCO blocks.
To the north.
Keep going north. We're moving south.
But here we have Joker coming in, trying to defend this radio as best he can, getting a couple of kills outside the structure. Do we have any more Australians moving in? We have Tracer coming in, but it's just a lot of Russians inside this house now that the Australians will have to push to get on their own radio. So now we have a flood of Australians pushing in. Joker launching grenade launchers into the house to try and get some kills there.
Clearing out the building.
Catchmer and Kingsnake pushing inside.
Berserker, if you can hold south, we'll hold the north and the west side.
And here we have Where the Keys and Maple holding this angle. There goes Kingsnake getting gunned down by Where the Keys, who's waiting for him. Plus, free fire in that corner, still loses to Where the Keys. But in the meantime, we have Joker coming in, who takes out... I'm sorry, dude.
Hey, there's
Maple.
a guy second floor.
Got one, got two down,
And Where the Keys gets gunned down by Joker. Joker rolling in, the hero to save this radio. Now, those two HESCO blocks that were blocking the way to the radio,
Right through here.
buying the 7th Rangers just enough time to come to the defense, and they're able to re-secure that radio. Now, the choice that remains for them is whether to keep that radio, given that it's a known position, or to relocate it. In the meantime, we have 7th Rangers Australians pushing in on that Russian HAB and radio. You can see here the HAB has been dug down, so it is not spawnable. In the meantime, artillery being dropped on Kalinovka, a creeping barrage from the Russian team to try and do as much damage to the defending Australians as possible. We have the Russian radio here. Heavy barrage coming in, and under the cover of that artillery barrage, it looks like Masucci will be running in to try and save their own radio and bring it down, preventing the loss of 20 tickets. But Masucci, as a squad leader, he does not have a shovel. I'm not sure what he's looking to accomplish here. They're going to need somebody with a shovel to come down and dig this radio. Okay, so behind Masucci, we have Wild Onion and Sun coming in, which will be the ones to dig down this radio. Taking a look at the map here, just verifying that pig farm. Okay, so it looks like up on the north, we're going to consider Kalinovka pretty much well secured by the 7th Rangers Australian team. We have the GOL Russians, Squad 6, coming for another push from the south side to maintain pressure on Kalinovka. They will need to eventually pivot to an attack on this point if they want to have a chance at winning, as the tickets are 244 to 179.
Moving now.
In the meantime, we have the 7th Rangers Australians placing down what looks like... No, that's That's my apologies. It's hard to tell on command map. So this is the GOL Russians defense hab and radio. Again, off cap, off point, maximum dispersion between the radio and the hab to defend pig farm. We have scattered Australian infantry pushing in off of a rally. No hab.
We got Brett pushing to Cali now.
In the meantime, up ahead, you can see Silence piloting that MRH-90 with Logan's in the door gun.
Roger, try and get around the
Slate
main
squad
block.
leading the charge to put some pressure on pig farm. That will increase the dilemma for the GOL Russians. Slate gunning down. Okay, so we have Evening gunning down Pancake just as Slate guns down Tagny at the same time. Evening is able to gun down Slate, but then Duck is able to gun down Evening.
Hey, can you confirm
Such is the way fights go in squad and FPS games in general. A lot of stuff evens out, and it comes down to who has more guns, as long as people are able to get shots on target.
Yeah, it's a little late to mark spread, guys.
I didn't even know there was a tank down here.
9, you gotta get up there and kill those spreads. They're fucking us up.
Yeah, we're hitting up right now.
So let's figure out where those spreads are. We have one spread here on F3 near Pig Farm, which is engaging this Australian infantry pushing in from the east, being very effective at cleaning up the infantry. Despite being lightly armored, the heavy armament and the armor it does have is very powerful, presenting a major threat to the infantry. So, the 7th Rangers Australians being a little slow in getting their Abrams into the fight. The Abrams now rolling up. It will be looking to try and engage those Sprets and kill them. We have another Spret here south of Kalinovka. It looks like a big engagement is developing on the south side of Kalinovka, so let's go back and follow that engagement here. We have the Russian Squad 6 GOL pushing in from the south. They're going to be gunning it for that radio. That is their win condition. Either get that radio or proxy that hab, but that hab being in the center is going to be difficult to reach. And we have the Australian defenders managing to hold here. Rain Man getting gunned down by Where the Keys.
Hey, we got a... On the infantry mark.
So those defenders knowing that the fight is not yet over, but we have Vertex coming in from the rear. Looks like he'll be able to run in on Where the Keys, unless he completely misses him. Nope. He sees him through the bush, those legs sticking out, and guns him down. And we have Orbits also prone on this death blade. Vertex runs right up on him and guns him down as well, as Absolute pins him from the front.
Yep, they're inside the radio building.
It looks like Ennis Canada in the helicopter was shot down by the Sprut.
Moving west of the mark that is at U21. Moving west.
And here we have the Australian Abrams moving through Sablia to enter the fight.
We need some build at Kalinovka so we can rep. Or at least back here in Sablina.
Texas Assassin thinking ahead, making sure that there's a rep station and build on the Kalinovka radio so that they can conduct repairs if needed. Taking a look at the map here, let's see what's going on at Pig Farm. Okay, so the Australian attack on Pig Farm has been cleaned up and shut down, but it looks like we have a lone lap by the name of Fuzzball who has found the hab and radio. Let's go take a look at him.
Towards Torpedo West, 9 Diamond.
Now, you may know Fuzzball from some of my other videos. A very good player. What is he going to do now that he's found the hab? He's going to sit inside and camp it.
A lot of infantry on the south side.
As much... Oh, no, he's going to begin digging down the hab. He's going to have to be very quick about it, though, because if anybody spawns in while he has his shovel out before the top comes off of the hab and it gets dug down a layer, he's going to be gunned down mercilessly. Now, while we are watching him, I'm trying to...
G436 moving east.
I want to follow that Abrams on the map to see what's going on here.
Hey, we're going to 9 Diamond. There's infantry just north of Sablaya.
You can see here we have the Russian helicopter piloted by Johnny, also conducting reconnaissance, spotting that tank for his team. Buzzball has successfully dug down this hab, and he will be venturing out to look for the radio. But look at here. GOL once again showing how fast they are with the reactions on their radios. We have Nasty Nate sitting by the radio to defend it, and if need be, dig it down.
Moving into Kalinovka.
Buzzball sitting inside of a bush to make sure nobody's able to dig up that hab. And Nasty Nate will be digging down this radio to be replaced by a squad leader.
That BRDM's on fire.
So one thing I love is how it showcases two very different strategies for radio and hab placement. The 7th Rangers opting for on-cap habs and radios very close to each other. GOL opting for separated ones and being very agile with moving it around in different locations. Now, let's try and get to Kalinovka, where the Russians are continuing their offensive from the south side of the point. So very close infantry contact here. And unlucky Rain Man again getting killed. King Snake runs up, but thinks the better for it and rotates in through this tree line. The machine gunner takes up a position, anticipating that enemy infantry will be pushing through this tree line here. The Russian infantry conducting revives. And we have a solid defensive line forming for the 7th Rangers. Again, I am unconsciously biasing my commentary and my camera towards the 7th Rangers, and for that I apologize. It's my clan. I can't help it. I'm trying my best to keep it even, guys. So in response to that, we're going to head over to the VDV Spret here, who is currently being engaged by the Australian Abrams and destroyed. So Ziggy Alpha, Texas Assassin, and BlueCon able to get a very good engagement here, killing that Sprut, manned by Panic at the Frisco and Vascavar. Despite popping smoke, they were able to shoot a blind shot through that smoke. Does that... Now, what is... Let's take a look at the vehicle list here, something we haven't done.
Slate, do you want another squad helping you with that?
Are we able to see the second Sprut, whether it's up or not?
I'm waiting on it. Get it up here.
Angel, that's you. Go. What? Sorry? Okay, Roger.
Meanwhile, back up where the Russian hab and radio were, it looks like Fuzzball was killed, and a static artillery barrage being dropped in that region. But that radio, of course, is already gone and will now have to be replaced. The command squad using that E6 radio to try and spawn and move in on Pig Farm from the southwest. Tickets are 212 to 117, 100 ticket deficit for the GOL. Australians, not the Australians, the Russians. Rain Man getting some revenge finally, gunning down Jouch. Tracer holding in this tree line, engaging APOC inside this house. And after that engagement, he rotates over to the left side, repositioning for his next engagement. Some grenade launchers, probably from Joker, coming inside the house, hitting those windows. There he is. There's Joker. And the match enters into a relative lull here, as right now the VDV, despite having to take Kalinovka, are unable to gain any momentum on the attack. It looks like they have set a new attack radio and a hab over on the east side of Kalinovka across this river. I'm anticipating a big respawn wave here to push here, and you can see, based off of the Australian 7th defense, they have every side of the point covered, except for the east side, guys. This could be the attack that the GOL Russians need to, again, tip the scales in their favor.
Draw them off the point. If we can get, like, false inserts for habs on these different moves.
In the meantime, we have the Australian Squad 4 approaching Pig Farm from the southeast.
You want to do some false inserts and then do the
Two
real
attacks coming in simultaneously. We have Squad 3 pushing up north through this forest. They will be attacking Pig Farm from the southeast. So these guys are from the southwest. I don't know if I said southwest earlier. And I'm starting to lose my voice here as I've been commentating for 2 hours straight. We're looking at this Russian infantry as they are just walking into Kalinovka from the east side. A major gap in the 7th Rangers defense here when it should have been 360 degrees. But they are getting drawn out, overextending due to continued infantry contact from the south and the southwest. Jouch and Orbits moving in. Now, of course, the GOL Russians at this point know where the radio is. So that's where they probably will be going for. We have Bad Monkey on the top floor of this house. Does he hear footsteps? It seems like he does, and he catches sight of Orbits. It would be my guess. Or maybe not. Orbits catches sight of Cold engaging him. Just as where the keys here comes up, emerges out from the wheat field where he'd been crawling for what seems like an eternity. Orbits and Jouch entering the radio building, which is currently defended by Absolute Death. It's Dizzy. Trades with Jouch, leaving Orbits to push up that stairs alone, and Absolute Death turns around to hold that staircase.
We got some guys moving up on the radio building right now.
Another one pushing up abs.
And we have Where the Keys coming in as well. This single staircase being a solid choke point for Absolute Death to hold. And you can see here on the left side, Vertex and Strikers coming in from the outside. Absolute Death drops a grenade but misses dropping it down the staircase. No bother though, because that Russian infantry gets cleaned up. We have Logan's and Silence coming in for a supply flight, resupplying that radio, keeping it topped up with ammunition and supplies. Now let's head over to Pig Farm, where the 7th Rangers Australians are starting to push in on Pig Farm.
I think they put a radio 4 diamond, possibly.
And here we have the GOL Russians in a very difficult position as they're starting to take pressure on Pig Farm, but they don't have a radio or a fob, guys. So these defenders you see on point are all that stand between Pig Farm. The rest of the team will be unable to come to the assistance of the defense. Nobody's spawning at main to take... GOL does not have a hab except for this attack hab, so they're full sending on this push on Kalinovka. It is all or nothing for them. So this group of guys, they're absolutely critical to try and delay the 7th Rangers Australians from starting the cap on Pig Farm until the rest of their team pushing in on Kalinovka from the east side can begin capturing Kalinovka. And you can see there on the map, the 7th Rangers hab is currently proxied.
They're on the hab. They're proxying the hab.
It is now coming back up unproxied, but that is indicative now of GOL's move. A lot of the 7th Rangers team caught out of position, so it's just a very few squads left here to try and build this defense. Oh, but looks like we've got some action to the south here with the Abrams getting slammed by infantry.
From the east right now. I'll get my guy.
You can see here the Abrams seems to be immobilized, and we have...
Hey, I got a question. Is there anybody...
Yeah, the Abrams is tracked, so Ziggy Alpha and Bluecon double repairing the Abrams right now, while we have GOL Russian infantry trying to get follow-up anti-tank shots on target. The machine gun from the Abrams being a little bit devastating.
Somebody's just posting up
as
the radio.
Reaper Actual 4-2 pushes in very close to the Abrams, and the Abrams starts moving again, gets hit by another shot. That combat engineer Reaper Actual misses his opportunity to place down mines in the path of the tank. Oh no, but Ziggy Alpha and Texas Assassin Bluecon apparently immobilized once more. They seem to have run over mines placed by Reaper Actual, and they're immobilized once again.
Alright, fuck it, I'll ride with you.
And they rerun that drill. Bluecon popping out to try and conduct a repair, but it looks like we have a Russian Grenadier over to the south. Yep. But that smoke launched by Wong to cover his friendly AT to approach the Abrams is actually covering Bluecon as he conducts this repair on the Abrams. Wong launches an HE grenade to try and kill any repairing crewman, but Bluecon is still up, and it looks like he will be able to get that repair done on time while the gunner in the turret covers his teammate. Reaper Actual goes down. On Kalinovka on the map, it looks like the attack by the GOL Russians has been cleaned up, and the 7th Rangers Australians will be able to hold this. Bluecon is taken out by a HE grenade, and that track is still not repaired. Ziggy Alpha takes his turn coming outside to try and repair that track. Soggy Walls and Hamster are pushing him from the east side though. Oh, and Ziggy Alpha gets taken out by Chad Guevara. Where's that Wong?
I'm coming into the west
By
of
Wong.
Kalinovka for ammo resupply. Keep
And
me
this
safe.
tank is now completely
I'm
stranded.
surrounded by infantry over here.
Texas Assassin, it will be death before dismount. He will be doing his best
If you want to land
to
on
go
my
down
7
fighting,
diamond,
and
you
go
may
down
have a clear
fighting he will. Because this tank is now
I
a
gotta
goner.
do
It's
the-
only a matter of
be honest,
time
our best bet.
before he gets destroyed, unless he somehow manages to kill every single infantryman around him. For a second, it looked like he saw Wong there, but he didn't. And, oh, he does see Wong. Engages him with the 50 cal. Soggy Walls coming in close with the crewman kit.
Coming in from the east, boys. Abs.
Copy.
There's just infantry everywhere around this tank.
There, need some help down here.
Now,
They
Soggy
ambushed
Walls
us
with the
off
crewman
red.
has
Already
managed to
on point.
walk
Get
right up to
inside.
the Abrams,
Berserker.
but he
Yep.
can't do anything to it. Soggy Walls emoting, making sure he's staying behind the turret to not get overpressured by that 120 millimeter.
Abs, Tracer, you guys got an enemy fob 6 move. It's on the island.
And we will keep
Copy.
tabs on this, but we will return to the main scene of the action at Kalinovka, as it looks like the GOL Russians conduct a renewed offensive from the east side of the point. Static artillery barrage going down on the south side of Kalinovka, right where the radio and Hab
Once
are.
this is all set, we'll push a fire team over
And
to
it's
that,
just a
fob
few
location on the east.
defenders, 2
Copy,
squads of
I'll send the
defenders,
fire
it looks
team
like,
as well.
holding Kalinovka. On the map, you can see on Pig Farm, we have Australian 7th Rangers pushing in to put pressure on there. This defense needs to hold, otherwise they will not be able to sustain it due to the lack of a spawn.
Oh, I'm inside.
Army of Fools holding on the south side of this riverbank. He's got a lot of infantry pushing up on him as he pulls out a grenade, but he doesn't have his gun. He doesn't have his gun out. Schmeek calls out that there's infantry right up in his face, but he's unable to pull out his gun in time, and Cage Rate guns him down. But that was a 4v1 situation. He wouldn't have been able to get out of that anyways. Any casualties the Russians did take, they would just revive as they are now with Damon.
In the compound trajectory.
Northeast.
And here we had Maple trying to cross this street, but Mercy engages them from inside the house. Redhead with the automatic rifleman kit trying to suppress that window Mercy is firing out of, but weaponized arthritis also shooting him from the neighboring window. It's Dizzy coming in from along the wall, guns down Redhead.
Alright, you good? I'm reloading, then we're gonna move.
Now it's Dizzy moving to
Okay,
conduct
the
a
one push
revive
Dizzy.
on Strikers,
Okay,
asking his teammates
Thank you.
to cover him. Texas Assassin is here now, so it looks like that Abrams did go down, and he will be playing as regular old light infantry for the time
Go that
being.
way, you're gonna give us away. I don't want them to see the logic coming
Keep
back.
pushing.
Sweepo and Mossberg
Let you weird
trying to push across the river to attack the attack cab, but Fish and Where the Keys getting shots on them. Mossberg going down. Sweepo manages to make it into Deflade, and he turns around to see if he can get some shots on those Russians. Now, on the map, trying to look at Pig Farm, it looks like the Australian attack has
The Hab's not on 6 move.
fizzled
Hab is on
out.
the eastern shore.
Meantime, we're seeing a
accurate.
couple of new Habs and radios getting placed.
Got you.
The Australians putting down an attack cab on D2. And this looks like it was a VDV radio. Okay, so this was GOL with the BTR MDM trying to put down a new defense hab and radio. But unfortunately, they seems to have lost control of it before they could place down the hab. Or rather, I think there's just it's just outside of render distance. Yes, okay.
Supplies on Cali.
So you did there is Russian infantry here. GOL is
so we'll
building a
definitely
new
need
attack
ammo.
hab and radio. Just in time, might I say, as the
Alright, I'll bring full ammo.
Australians finally managed to get down an attack hab. But you can see here the command squad moving straight east as they seem to be fully aware that
Why are we
this
bleeding so many
hab and radio exists. Ticket count right now 138 to
We lost a
63.
radio, lost a tank.
Kalinovka's defense holding strong now as
Squads down on 6 move.
the Russian infantry, despite pushing hard, does not seem to be able to make much headway. So I'm gonna go up to Pig Farm here and track this squad. Absolute Death running up to get some kills, but is gunned down by Wong. Now, following this squad, they have moved east along this tree line.
You can land directly to
I
my south.
still can't tell if they know that there is a Russian GOL radio to their east, or if they're just okay. I'm seeing it now. So you see these arrows. That is Slate, their squad leader, as well as the team commander for the 7th,
What's my
Hold mortars if you can. I gotta
drawing
push
out the
top.
avenue of approach for their attack.
Yep,
And
that
they
was the last volley.
simultaneously drop a creeping barrage on Pig Farm. So they will be using the tree cover here to push in on Pig Farm from the northwest. Let's go follow that attack.
Hey, Voxlin, you just passed the radio that we've been dumping supplies on, buddy. You have to come all the way to Maine.
We're doing that free box.
Yeah, my bad. I'm got a lot of shit in my head too.
I just marked it.
Frosty scanning the terrain ahead with his binoculars as Jungle Snot leads the way forward.
Hey, has anyone seen that BRDM?
In the meantime, we can
About to
see
mark him.
here Justin Oaktree has found the attack hab for the Russian team. So this attack by the GOL Russians is pretty fizzled out now.
That's a fair point.
And the main decisive point of action will shift to Pig Farm,
Angel, this is not
where
ideal.
the 7th Rangers Australians are now coming in from the northwest on the heels of a creeping artillery barrage.
Try now. Angel, I'm gonna leave.
And that artillery, absolutely terrifying in its scale and power.
Hey, enemy heli.
There are
just
not a
landed
lot of
west
people within
Kalinovka.
its bombardment zone
Six move, enemy heli landing.
who will get hit. And on the west side of Kalinovka, we have the GOL Russians conducting a fast helicopter landing to attack Kalinovka from a new angle. This is a 5-man element pushing in from the west side of Kalinovka, but you heard that call out over command chat. They know they're coming now, so you can see the defense shifting over.
I'm not seeing any
And
dismounts.
it seems pretty improbable that
There's
this
a
small
very
element will be
Venn
able to
diagram for
take
that
out
radio
this
that's gonna be
entire
right
team
here
of
on my fucking
defenders.
move.
Now on Pig Farm, we have Pancake Man, first man into the breach.
No fucking eyes. God
Lucan
damn
and Zig Alpha manning the RWS PNV. Poncho getting gunned down. Frosty and Jungle Snot occupying this house on the north side of Pig Farm. Ocho Cinco and Fuzzball, however, get shot as they cross this
Let them
road.
make mistakes, and then you capitalize on that while the rest of the team moves in and butt fucks.
Tracer
And
5
Pancake Man
building
playing
west.
very patient.
Crazy.
Enemy
Very
infantry.
patient as he has enemy infantry coming up behind him.
They're gonna fuck
Pancake
up if you
hears
just
them.
hang tight.
Ooh, what's gonna happen here, guys? Ocho advising Pancake to play patient and wait for enemy mistakes. Pancake here's Mr. Crazy just around the corner there. And is able to gun him down.
What they got. Don't let them back to the north.
Yep, Pancake Man immediately repositions, pushing up to the second floor. Guns down top of floor.
We need ammo for mortars now.
So it looks like all of the Russian defenders are on the second story of this building
Kratos,
right
can you
now.
help Pancake, please?
Yep, I'm helping him.
My man.
Pancake Man is now joined by Kratos as they spot Ken down the hallway. Cool guy coming down the stairs.
Don't push too
Also
hard.
gets gunned down
Good
by the
body.
duo.
Well,
Lucan and Ziggy Alpha wall banging through the wall.
Pancake,
the fuck
Kratos.
Oh, but it looks like Bot Ken is still
Lights on
alive, but
front
he
to
gets hit by the
observe, heading
RWS
west
50
back.
cal. And the northwest side of Pig Farm is cleared out, even as more infantry pours into the point from the north side. Pig Farm is being captured by the 7th Rangers Australians. In the meantime, Kalinovka holds steady against the GOL attacks. GOL Russians not able to make any headway there, but we can see on the map that there is the Sprut coming down the road as a QRF to try and stabilize the situation. We have Amsel and Angel up on the screen, laying low as they can't do anything to this armored vehicle. What will Soggy Walls and Hamster be able to do here? The Sprut engaging building windows as it rolls up. You saw a helicopter there. Seems to have dropped. Yep, seems to have dropped some Russian infantry on the west side of Pig Farm, who advanced to assist in the defense.
The fob on Echo
Tickets
6
are
is your
124,
logistics fob. Pull from
226.
there.
GOL
Nice,
Russians
you gotta get
fighting
you
until
gotta get
the
the
end to try and
close.
hold this point at Pig Farm. And it looks like
right on Pig
a
Farm.
lot of the
Just beelining right
attacking
towards that
Australians have been cleaned up by the newly arrived Russians. I do not see the Australian PMVRWS anywhere. Some mortars coming in right
Alright,
where
never mind,
the
he's
split
not.
was called
He's
out.
heading back east on that southern road.
And here on the point, you can see
Yeah,
it is
heck,
just
get him, he moved right
Frosty,
to you.
Codex, and Beardan left.
There's a tire
And
out
the
on
cap
6
on
road.
Pig Farm has been stalled. The Sprut doing laps around the points, making sure that this area is safe. So
Popping
GOL, very fast moving, manages to stabilize the situation on Pig Farm, and prevents themselves from losing the cap. Very good reaction. Very good reaction. I did not expect that to be the case.
Gold
The
Sprut's
second
from Big
Sprut arrives at Pig Farm. You hear that call out coming over command
Farm.
comms.
Berserker, this gunman
The
on
Spread
radio
duo will
building.
now be patrolling around Pig Farm, making sure that the Australians that are pushing in, the enemy Australians, will not be able to sustain their push, but it looks like the Australian infantry here from Reapers
he comes
able to
around,
conduct
I'm
a
gonna be
lot of
seen by
very crucial revives to continue fighting on point.
making
Fuzzball
too much
exchanging
noise.
some fire, but he gets
What
gunned
just
down.
happened to that RWS?
You
want me
are
to
the
stay right
reason
here,
we
Rob?
have one
Into the
shot
space
right now.
program.
You were the reason we have one shot. Damn.
We're almost muted here.
This
Gotta
squad
get
over here
inside,
trying to
Rob,
lay
or
low
what?
and quiet, but Fuzzball is
Yeah,
firing,
yeah.
exposing position.
Hold still, hold still.
Oh, and the Sprut
out of
rolls
Big Farm.
right
We take
past
that
Rob
game
Ziller
over,
and
guys.
Ocho Cinco, not spotting them as they crawl outside of this wall. In the meantime, we have the Russian Helo, the Mi-8, manned by Botkin and Johnny, strafing this Australian infantry in the tree line here with the door gun as they move into Pig Farm from the north side.
Nice, keep it up.
Pig Farm has now been neutralized by the 7th Rangers Australians. Kalinovka continues to be attacked from the west side by Squad 4 from the GOL Russians. But that defense, although it seems thinner now, is not falling. Probably is thinner because we now have more. Okay, we have 7th Ranger Australian squads. We have Dagger Squad, a fire team from that element, moving into Derevnia in preparation for the next cap after Pig Farm falls. But Pig Farm's cap has been neutralized and stalled. Mobzilla fighting for his
There's
life,
another.
taken out by
Alright, let's hit it again,
Kobathor.
hit it.
Got
And this entire squad has finally been wiped off point after being the first ones in way earlier.
two helis that are just circling.
Tickets are 109 to 20, guys.
Gun runs or what?
Last time I checked, it was 26.
Gun runs.
So the GOL Russians doing a very, very impressive job of saving their tickets, losing only 6 tickets in the space
I don't know if we want to cap
between
this
our
yet,
ticket checks.
unless we get people
We
here.
have the Hilo doing laps overhead,
Sprats
strafing
moving
with the door
southeast
guns. Both Sprats on point, helping to defend.
Slate, my guys are ready to push into pig farm once you cap if you're ready.
And here we have a bot cannon Johnny landing their MIA.
RTB,
It looks like they're trying to
just
conduct a
shredded my
repair as their engine is smoking.
Spread's dead. One spread's dead.
Ooh, one Sprat being called out as dead here. Not sure where it went down.
We got a gun run on our hat berserker.
I see it.
And that is GG, guys.
Good job, boys.
108 to 0 in favor of the 7th Rangers. GG's.
Good job, game. Way to go, guys.
There we go.
That's how you
There
fucking
we
do it.
go.
Hey guys,
let's go.
very clean
Berserker
win.
on top.
Well played in GG's, guys. Very clean.
GG's.
Mostly fucking strikers, like always.
So good game, guys, to the GOL players. That second round, obviously, more in favor of the 7th Rangers. But that first round, guys, was so close. Very well played from everybody. I'll just leave it at that.